Julien Carboni, Senior Head of the Client with Work Department of Italy and France of the company of EcoVadis.
Julien, welcome to our Sustainable Business Forum. Welcome. It's really pleasure to participate and to invite you to this to our forum, and we are ready to hear you and to receive from you some very useful advices for Ukrainian business. Welcome, Julien.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks again, BNP Paribas, for inviting EcoVadis to this sustainability forum. Today, the goal is to maybe present you how can sustainability can create for you more businesses, what we do with our clients. You can go on the next slide. On the next slide also. So who we are a sustainability rating agency. We are a French company. We exist it's been 15 years we've been in the business. Today we are considered as the standard of the market. So what we do is that we help procurement departments to have a visibility on the maturity of their suppliers on ESG standards, so environmental, social, human rights, sustainable procurement. And what you see, it's called a scorecard, really simple for you to read. What is my maturity on this topic? How can I improve? What are my strengths? A benchmark with my peers. And the goal is to implement collective action plan. So we work with 1,000 procurement departments worldwide. We have assessed more than 200,000 companies, and we are present globally. You can go to the next slide. So those are the types of clients we will work with. So really cross-sector, and we are also running few sectorial initiatives such as in automotive, in pharmaceutical, in finance. Next slide. And where are we today with your peers in Ukraine? So far we have assessed 192 companies in Ukraine. The average is 40, so the global average worldwide is 47. So there is, of course, a room for improvement. This is the goal of EcoVadis, to help you to do this. My message here is that 92% of the companies we have assessed in Ukraine are SMEs. Next slide. So now let's just be quick on it to look at the new regulations who are coming in the world, but also in the EU, that will impose more transparency to companies regarding sustainability topics. So you can go to the next slide. So this is all the regulations since the past, I guess, 15 years. So France has started in 2017. Today you have the human rights due diligence law in 2021. And at EU level, they are working on some new regulations such as the Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive that will impose to around 30,000 companies in Europe to have visibility on human rights and environmental issues in the supply chain. You can go to the next slide. You have several types of regulations, mandatory due diligence, depending the country. So it means that here it's really constrained that companies must report to the government what they are doing with their suppliers on sustainability. You have mandatory disclosure, so it's just saying one time per year, yeah, I'm doing this in my supply chain. And then you have mandatory due diligence, and disclosure, which is all in once with a lot of pressure, more and more pressure on companies to be more transparent. You can go to the next slide. So now let's discuss about the methodology if you want to respond to an EcoVadis assessment. So what we are going to assess, it's your management system. So we are asking you, you reply to a questionnaire, an online questionnaire, where we will ask for you to provide documents in your language. And we are going to assess what type of policies you have. So for instance, are you part of an international do you have international engagements such as the SBTI or the CDP? What type of certifications do you have, like the ISO? Have you implemented some processes regarding whistleblowing, for instance? Do you have reporting, maybe on CO2, health and safety? So this is the type of document we are going to check. You can provide it in your own languages, and we are going to verify it with analysts. It's not a simple checkbox. It's really verified. You can go, to the next slide. Sorry. You have some examples, of the type of documents we are going to, we can ask you, we can provide, and all those elements are going to be checked by 3 analysts. We have 500 today. Next slide. And the questionnaire is customized based on your specificity. So today we have more than 1,500 samples available. It's based on the industry. For instance, it means we have one dedicated questionnaire for transportation, manufacturing, automotive, data center, for instance. Then the second criteria is the size. So the smaller you are, the less question you will have to respond. So if you are a 10 employees company, you will have to respond on average to 10 questions. If you are a 500 company employees, it will be around 50 questions. And then the last criteria is, do you have operations in a risk country, for instance? Next slide. And then you can provide on-site audit reports if you want, and we are also going to check all live news, reputational news. It can be good, it can be bad, even after an assessment that is valid for 1 year. If you find something, you will have a notification, and all of this is being verified by analysts. What you see is called on the right a scorecard, really simple for you to read. Where am I good? How can I compare with my peers? How can I improve? Next slide. So this is our methodology. We have 4 themes based on 21 criteria on international standard. And so this is the type of information you will see on the scorecard. Next slide. So maybe today, today we are considered the standard of the market. We raised 500 million last year. A lot of our clients are using us both in sustainable finance, in some countries of BNP Paribas, such as in France, in Luxembourg, or in Poland. If you are a client of BNP Paribas, you want to have, for instance, an interest rate, a loan, you can be assessed by EcoVadis and you can have financial facilities. So you will have access to a globally recognized actor on the market, a dedicated customized questionnaire, a benchmark to understand where you can position with your peers, and improvements areas. And we have e-learning session on sustainability to help your colleagues to improve in those topics. Next slide. So sustainability is becoming something that is mandatory to do business. So we help our clients to implement CSR criteria in their procurement processes. And mainly, so out of 1,000 clients, 70% of them are using EcoVadis in RFPs. So if one day if you are applying today to RFPs in EU, for instance, maybe EcoVadis will be valued between 10 to 30% of the value of the RFP. So it's becoming more and more a criteria to do business, because companies are concerned about regulations. They want to have a third party using sustainability as a criteria. Next slide. And here, finally, just to finish, I guess maybe we have time, I don't know, for the Q&A, but this is just an example of one of our clients who have been assessed with us. It's a 17 million euros revenue company. They did an assessment for mainly some clients in the communication, because we are running a sector initiative. And they started really with a low score, and they implemented from 1 year to another corrective action plans. Today they are platinum. You can see the medal up there. When you are platinum, you are part of the top 1% of EcoVadis, one of the most sustainable companies. And we have clients who are organizing specific RFPs for maybe platinum or gold medal. And the benefits for you, of course, you do one assessment, it's valid for 1 year. You can share it with unlimited number of our clients, or even outside of the network if you want to share it, for instance, publicly. So here you will have the slide. You can check the interview. If you have any questions, I am more than available to discuss with you. Thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you, Julien. Шановні друзі,
Dear friends, we have some time for a Q&A session. If there are any questions for Julien. So far, we do not.
for now we don't have a lot of any questions, and thank you again for your participation on our sustainable forum, business forum, and for useful information. Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.